Hey and welcome to this hopefully very short video. I know I say that quite often, then it ends up being like a 10-minute video. But we are trying to talk about quickly this setup and what's on it, why we have what we have, and let's go. So the first thing we can talk about is obviously the camera. It's a RED Komodo X, not the normal Komodo, but kind of like the newer version of it. Has some advanced features and more made for like a budget A cam rather than the Komodo, which was just a crash cam. Then we have a Small HD, I don't even know the name of it anymore. Back when I did the research about it, I knew the name. But basically, you know, the RED monitor from Small HD, which is just connected with this little RMI cable, which is just super handy. You still have the SDI port available, and just, yeah, really intuitive to work with. You can dial through all the menus, do all the settings on here. It's just basically like one system. We did consider buying another one that you can also wirelessly connect to the camera, but then we sent it back when we actually bought this camera used with the monitor for a really good price. So we were like, okay, let's do that because this system just works so much better together. Then we have Xeen Cine Lenses on here. This right now is a 85. We have a nice set of them. Compared to other Cine lenses, those are just way more affordable and still like super high quality, built like a tank. Really nice far focus throw, T1.5. We even have like a case for them, you know, where we can put the entire set in. So that's a really cool thing. And then we actually got them from MPB, I think, the website. Not sponsored or anything, because no one wants to sponsor my videos yet. Yes, so that's basically a website where you can buy used gear, where, you know, you can still return it if something's wrong, or they still, I think, have like half a year or a couple months of warranty on it. So that's where we bought them for a really, really good price. Next thing, we do have the nice red top handle here with the record button, which we would have probably not bought if we would have bought the camera, you know, straight from RED. Because I think the top handle is itself like, I don't know, $200 or something, and I would have definitely not spent that money for a top handle. But since we bought it used, and he had the top handle as well, alongside with this nice little button thing here, where you can just record it, like have an extra record button. It's just really handy for a side handle. When you operate it like this, even with an easy rig, you just click it. Really, really nice. Then on the back we have a mini V-Log battery, which I am not too happy with this one, because this one is a small rig, and it's like even the cheapest one, because I was like, well, I don't see the difference. But those do not communicate battery settings with the camera, which sucks. So sometimes the camera just shuts off because of insufficient power supply, which is bad. So yes, and then also I have like this back plate here, so I don't even see the voltage or the, you know, battery percentage really well. Why do I have this back plate? Well, it's pretty simple actually. It's a protection for the cords and like all the plugs and the V-Log system, because right now, if I'm shooting handheld, I would just press this to my body as like a third point of contact. And I do not want to put like all that pressure on the actual camera body itself. So that's why I have this little plate here. It's just going to protect it from having a lot of wear on it, or, you know, tension and pressure. Then we have the Nucleus Nano right here. And this is the very first system. It's not the new one, and there's a reason for it. I do have had to get the new system, like the new motor for it. So I have the old wheel with the new motor, because the new motors are a lot stronger, and the old motor would not work on my big Cine lenses. Or lenses. They would work on like those small ones that we still have, but because like the focus throw is just way easier than this one. It's just pretty heavy, a lot of metal to move. So we got those two connected. And the reason why I got this is just, on one side, just this mount. I always found this mount kind of annoying on all other setups, but on this setup it's perfect. I can just leave it on there. I can just snap it here into place. It's just gonna hold there. It's really sturdy. I can even like use it. Oh wait, maybe I should close it all the way. But now it's really sturdy. I can use it as a handle kind of. And the newer one has a NATO rail, which yes, sounds really good in theory, but the way they incorporated it just didn't feel right to me. The functionalities of the new one are really fancy, but way too much for me. Like, seriously, I want to have just the wheel. I don't want to focus, like, I don't want to worry about any settings. I don't like that the screen is on the side here. When like operating it off the camera, it's like you have your hand there usually. Like, yeah, I didn't like that. I like the optics of this one way more. The way it looks with the wood just looks so much more professional, like the Nucleus M. And then, yes, it works perfectly with the new unit. You can set your points to have like better control. Like, you can program basically a range. Let's say you just want to focus on this little area right here. You can have your entire wheel just focus on that little tiny area. So that's really cool for, and I don't think you can, you probably can do it somehow on the new unit, but I couldn't figure it out. It was way too complicated. So I ended up just saying, okay, I'm returning back to this system, to the old one, and I'm just gonna mount it to my camera. And yeah, it's just so quick to take it off, give it to your first AC and let him pull focus, or if you want to use it yourself, pretty quickly. So next thing that is pretty cool, if you wonder why I'm keep looking, well, there's a monitor there. Well, you probably figured that out by now. All right, the next thing that I have on my setup here is a small rig AirTag mount, which is super cool. That way I can be certain that even if someone would steal the camera off the set or would take my bag, or like if I just have it sitting somewhere, you know, I know that I have an AirTag at least in it. Or even if, that usually never happens, but if like my cinematographer would put the camera somewhere, I wouldn't know exactly where it was, well, can track it. We just got to make sure that every cinematographer and everyone who does operate the camera just gets this like invite link, so it doesn't start doing that little whoop sound when it's being moved. That would suck. So yeah. Then what else do I have on here? I do have the Metabones EF to RF adapter with the locking mount thing where it's turning this little thing here instead of turning the lens, which takes a while to get used to, but is really solid. Like, it's not moving at all with the wireless follow focus system. Like, it's just really, I like it. It's weird to get used to. And some lenses, like this 24 here, for example, just kind of tighter getting it in there, but it works. Next one is just this Zyri, well, whatever you pronounce this company, Zyri side handle, which was just the best bang for the buck, seriously. Just, it works well. 20 bucks or something. I don't want a side handle for 150 bucks or something, like what, like, yeah. Then this mount right here is like the last thing really I have on here. That's for a Sennheiser, I don't even know the name, wireless audio system, which is really handy, really cool system. And yeah, it's just mounted here. I pretty much leave it on here all the time, and when I need to have that wireless boom mic set up or something, I just put the receiver on here. It's with magnets, just plug it in, I'm good to go. So that was my setup. We do have a matte box, which I forgot talking about. We do have a matte box. It's like the small rig. I don't even know the exact name of it. But because this is, I think, 114 millimeters of a lens diameter, I can't put anything like any thread filter on here. It doesn't even have threads. So I have to use a big matte box, which is fine. As I said, we're usually doing bigger productions. And if it is like supposed to be a small compact set, we would probably either way use one of those lenses, and they do have filter threads. Yes, that's pretty much it. Yes, we have, obviously down here, we have a Manfrotto style release plate, base plate, and then something to hold the rods in place, but it's kind of not really interesting. I think that's it. I think that's our camera setup. We also have going to get a wireless video feed that we're just kind of gonna plug in between the battery and this back plate so we can get wireless video for it. I hope you like this setup. I like it a lot. I feel it just looks really nice. And it's still kind of compact. It's not huge while still being nice. I'm so sorry this video, again, was a whole lot longer than I thought. Maybe I cut out some elements or not. So see you in the next one.